Welcome to Yoga IRL. My name is Claire, and today I'm going to be taking you through a lower body vinyasa sequence that is perfect for beginners. In this class, we're going to be doing some strengthening and stretching of the lower body, so into the calves, hamstrings, quads, hips, and a little bit into the lower back. And obviously we'll be using other parts of the body as well, so your upper body will also be used, so don't worry. And this is just a really good way to get into your body, to start moving when you don't have a huge vocabulary of yoga poses at your disposal. So this is a good place to start if you are relatively new to yoga. You don't need any props for this practice, and we will begin seated. So come into any comfortable seated position that feels good to you. That could be cross-legged, or you could be sitting up on your shins. And I encourage you to just close your eyes and let your hands rest somewhere on your legs. Let your shoulders melt away from your ears, coming to a neutral position. And start to become aware of your breath. In yoga, breath is a huge focus. So while we're doing these movements, which you'll probably be thinking about a lot of things, but see if you can keep your breath in the back of your mind, even as you're getting into positions in your body that maybe you're not used to. To see if you can become aware of the inhale and the exhale, even when you're in challenging poses. Sometimes a seated position can be the most challenging pose, so this might be the peak for you, and that's okay. Good. Bring your hands to your heart, and we'll begin this practice with a deep inhale and an exhale through the mouth. Inhale through your nose, let your belly relax. Exhale, side out. Awesome, you can open your eyes. And we'll come into tabletop pose. So this is hands and knees. And you're gonna have your hips over your knees, and your shoulders can be directly over your wrists, or if that 90-degree angle is a little too intense for your wrists, you can have your hands out a little bit further to lessen that degree. Totally fine either way. Just feel into this pose, get your hands underneath you, get your knees underneath you, and let your spine be neutral here, so you're not dumping down and you're not arching your back, you're just nice neutral, shoulders at neutral. Great. Now inhale, drop your belly, let your pelvis tilt towards the floor, and inhale, look up towards the sky. Exhale, round your back, push into your hands, and see if you can widen your shoulder blades away from each other. Really pushing into your upper back, into your lower back as well. Inhale, come forward into that cow pose again. Drop your belly, let your chest fall towards the floor. Exhale, round into cat. Push your shoulder blades away from each other, round. Inhale, cow. Drop your belly, look up. Exhale, cat. Round it out. Back towards the sky. One more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Great. Come up to neutral and have your hands firmly underneath you, and start to lean over onto your left knee and let your right leg reach out behind you. Great. Keep your leg nice and straight. Now lift your right leg up. And while you do this, make sure that you're not dumping into your lower back. So you're keeping your abs engaged here. And you're really just using the glute to lift your leg. So this isn't a huge like cat-cow type movement. You're really isolating just the leg. So let the toes come to the mat. Inhale, lift your leg. Drop it back down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, let it fall down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Lift your leg. Let the toes touch the floor. One more. Inhale, lift your leg. Hold it. Squeeze your glute. Exhale, knee back to the floor. And come into a cat pose. Arch your back. Head falling towards the floor. Good. Back to center. Stretch your left leg out behind you. Now lift your left leg Again, while you're doing this, make sure you're just using the glute and you're not getting your back involved, so no arching. Keep your lower belly engaged so that your pelvis is at neutral. And let your toes touch the floor. Lift your leg. Drop the toes. Lift and lower. Inhale, lift and lower. Lift your leg and lower. One more. Inhale, lift, hold your leg up. Inhale. And exhale, release your knee back to the floor, rounded to cat. Come back to neutral tabletop. Good. Walk your hands out a little bit in front of your shoulders. Tuck your back toes and push back into downward facing dog. Lift your hips towards the sky. Feet are about hip width distance apart. Shoulders are about shoulder width distance apart. And you want your tailbone to be reaching towards the sky, pushing your chest towards your thighs, head heavy here, neck completely relaxed. You can have your knees bent, or you can walk your dog by straightening one leg and bending the other knee and switching. Take a couple moments to get comfortable in this pose, as comfortable as you can. Inhale, find stillness, get really long. Exhale, sigh it out. Good. Bend your knees, look forward, and start to walk your feet little steps towards the top of your mat, keeping your knees nice and bent. And fold over your legs, coming into a forward fold. Your legs do not need to be straight at all. Good. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Lift yourself halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Head heavy. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up, reach up. Come up to stand. And hands to your heart. Inhale, circle your arms up. Look up. Exhale, bend your knees and fold forward, coming over your legs. Inhale, hands to your shins. Lift halfway up, flat back. Bend your knees, fold forward on your exhale. Good. Hands to the floor and step back into high plank. Your knees can be down on the mat for this, or you can have your knees up. Either way, make sure your abs are engaged. Inhale. And exhale, bend your elbows and lower as gracefully as you can down onto your belly. Untuck your toes. Inhale, lift your chin and chest off the floor, coming into the baby cobra here. You can hover your hands off the floor as well. And release your hands to the floor, push up into tabletop, tuck your toes, and press into downward facing dog. Deep inhale here. Exhale, sigh it out. Great. Bend your knees, look forward, and take little steps to walk yourself to the top of the mat. Fold forward, knees bent, head heavy. Inhale, hands to your shins, halfway lift, straight back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, circle your arms up, reach up. And hands to your heart. Take a moment to find your breath here. Feel your feet on the floor. Good. For this next pose, bring your big toes together, heels slightly apart. And bend your knees and sit down as if you're about to sit down into a chair. This is chair pose. Your lower abs are engaged so that your back is flat here, so you're not rounding forward or tucking your pelvis. Nice and neutral here. Hand to your heart. Chest wide. Breathe in. Exhale. See if you can sink a little deeper. And inhale, come up to stand. Great. Take your right foot out in front of you a little bit and step your left foot behind you. This is crescent lunge, so feet are about hip width distance apart. You're up on the ball of your back foot and your heel is lifted. Hips are pointing forward, chest is pointing forward. Inhale, lift your arms up, reach up. You'll feel a stretch in your hip flexor here, left side. Good. Inhale, straighten both legs, come up onto the tippy toes of your back foot. Reach your arms up. Exhale, bend both knees, coming into a deep lunge. Hands and fists to your hips. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, bend it all down, lower down. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower. Last time, inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower. Fists to your hips. Now reach your arms up. One more time. Hands to your heart and step up to the top of your mat for mountain pose. Awesome. Good. Notice the difference between your left leg and your right leg. Is there a difference? Bring your big toes together and keep your heels slightly apart, coming into chair pose again. Sink your hips back behind you, bend your knees, lower down. When you look down, you should still be able to see your toes beneath you. So your knees should not be in front of your toes. One more inhale in this deep, strengthening pose. Exhale. Good, and come up to stand. Get heavy in your left foot and step your right foot behind you, coming into that crescent lunge again. Up on the ball of your back foot, heel is lifted. Feet are about hips width distance apart. Lift your arms up. Hips are facing the front of the room, chest is facing the front of the room. Reach up. Good, you'll feel this in your right hip flexor this time. Inhale, straighten both legs, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, fist to your hips, bend both knees, come down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend both knees, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend it down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Last time, inhale, up. Exhale, down, bending both knees. You can straighten your back leg, lift your arms up, reach up. Hands to your heart, and step up to the top of your mat. Good. Inhale, circle your arms up. Reach up, get long. Exhale, bend your knees and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Hands to the mat. Step back to plank pose. Again, you can have your knees lifted or knees down. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down, untuck your toes, forehead to the ground. Use your back muscles to lift your chin and chest off the floor. You might hover your hands up a little too. Inhale. Exhale, hands down, lower down. Push back into tabletop pose. Tuck your toes and straighten yourself up into downward facing dog. Great work. Deep inhale here. And exhale, side out. Great. Take your right foot and step it between your hands, coming into a low lunge. So lower your back knee down. Untuck your back toes. And keep your fingertips on the floor here. Both hips should be facing towards the front of the mat. And your front knee should be directly over your front ankle, so you don't want your knee over the line of your ankle. So keep it right over the ankle or just behind. Back knee can be out as far back as it feels good for you. Getting a stretch into that hamstring, or into that hip flexor, maybe into the quad. Good, one more inhale here. Exhale, straighten your front leg any amount, pushing your hips back, coming into half splits pose. So you can walk your hands back, And this is a really deep stretch for your hamstrings and possibly going down into your calves. Breathe here. This pose is great for flexibility in your legs. And it feels really good. Well, it feels really good to me. One more breath here. And exhale. Sigh out. Bend into your front knee once again. Take your left hand underneath your shoulder on the floor and take your right hand to your knee, coming into a twist. Just a gentle twist here, nothing fancy. Just look towards the right. You might look over your right shoulder towards the sky or keep your face a little bit more neutral. Either way is totally fine. Breathe here. Good. Turn yourself back to center. Take your right hand down to the mat and walk your right leg back behind you for tabletop pose. Hands a little bit out in front of you. Tuck your back toes and push it back into downward facing dog. Good. Take a deep breath in here and sigh it out. Look forward and step your left hand in between your hands as gracefully as you can. Lower your back knee down. Untuck your back toes and sink into this low lunge. Breathe into the deep stretch in your right hip flexor. Check that your left knee is directly over your left ankle, that your knee hasn't crept in front of the ankle. Good. See if you can relax your jaw and relax your neck. One more inhale. And on your exhale, start to straighten your front leg and push back into half splits. Point your toe or flex your foot up towards the sky. And just find any position that's comfortable here. You shouldn't be feeling pain. It will probably feel very intense though. And your hamstring maybe down into your calf. Breathe into that stretch. Your front knee can be bent here, that is no problem. One more breath here, inhale. Exhale. Bend into your front leg. You might need to adjust your foot, you might have shifted. Take your right hand underneath your right shoulder, left hand to your left knee, and twist towards the left. Just a simple twist here, nothing fancy. You can look over your left shoulder towards the sky, or you can keep your neck more neutral. Either way is totally fine. Just relax here. Deep stretch in the hips. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Plant your left hand on the floor and take your left knee back behind you. And this time, instead of coming to downward facing dog, bring your big toes together, knees wide, about the width of your mat or a little wider or less, at a comfortable distance apart. Come to sit up tall. And exhale, walk yourself forward into child's pose. Let your head rest on the floor, or you can stack your palms and rest your head on your palms, or on the backs of your hands. And just take a few moments to rest here. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, side out. Start to walk yourself back up to seated, using your hands to push yourself up. And adjust yourself so you find yourself an uncomfortable seat, whatever that is for you. It could be cross-legged or sitting up on your shins. And just find a moment of stillness here, coming back into your body. Take a moment to thank yourself for showing up today. You did really good work. I'm sure you're feeling it. Bring your hands to your heart, and we'll seal this practice with a deep inhale and a sigh out the mouth together. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, side out. Thank you so much. Thanks again for practicing with me today. I hope you loved this lower body focused vinyasa flow and that you feel nice and loose and limber now. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment what you liked or what you'd like to see more of on this channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more awesome yoga videos, and I can't wait to see you again soon. Thank you so much.